Kenya's poverty rate remains high for its level of income, perpetuated by, among others, a dual labor market that generates a small number of well-paying jobs in the formal sector and leaves majority in the informal sector on much lower wages. According to James Muraguri, Institute of Finance CEO, the government should consider to give economic stimulus to ensure that there is cash flow in the country, emphasizing that the housing levy should be put on hold.
If we can defer, remember we are not repeating, if we can defer the 1.5% just for 1 year, we will free resources for the investors, for employers. We will free the 1.5% for the employers. So that will definitely increase consumption in our economy.
IPF further says that Kenya is experiencing a lost decade in public expenditure due to large fiscal deficits, weak export performance, and sluggish investment growth.
The government is less likely to achieve the GDP growth rate of 5% as it has been projected by the National Treasury. And once we miss the projected growth in our revenue, we are also likely to miss the target for our fiscal deficit to GDP.
They further noted that the revenue generation has continued to face headwinds, with aid allocations, particularly in health and infrastructure, declining, emphasizing the urgency of mobilizing domestic revenue.
If our revenue is not growing, but we only keep growing the expenditure side, our fiscal deficit keep widening. So, and that has been a problem where, every year there is revenue optimism, and by the close of the financial year, we end up having a higher than planned.
Another area of concern is the reduced government spending on the health sector, which has declined by approximately 7% in real per capita terms over the past 5 years and falls well short of international benchmarks necessary to attain UHC.
That fiscal consolidation will lead to a decline in real per capita spending over the coming years, driven by revenue shortfalls and reduced borrowing. It will be fascinating to observe how Kenya balances its borrowing needs, debt servicing obligations, and pursuit of fiscal consolidation.
Notably, donor on budget financing for health has gone down, accounting for much of the overall decline in the government spending.
But then the WHO recommends that for you to attain UHC, you should be at least 5%. So we are not even halfway there yet.
The country's current debt difficulties, the report says, reflects its lack of fiscal buffers to protect itself against any future potential shocks. Linda Koskei, K24 TV.